Yeah, man. And we're rolling.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's good? What's happening, good people? Welcome to With Abutii and Handsome Gorilla. And today we're just gonna have like as always, just a conversation. And some of them, unfortunately, we just don't have the chance to record because we have dope conversations offline. So like the one we're talking about with these other girls about is it okay to approach a person in a sense of having fun or vibes,
situationship?
Yeah,
that's what they call them these days.
So what they were saying is that for them it's so off when you approach her in that manner where you want to have fun and want to have situationship type of vibe. So I don't know what you think about it because now it's in both ways. But I'll come with it.
What are your thoughts?
Is it like, you know, is it something you can do as a person? Is it something you can let's do A, B,
and C.
It's just for vibes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think maybe it can be possible provided that you make your intentions clear from the beginning and then they get to commit to the vibing part. Because, yeah, you understand? Yeah, I like you're approaching her, maybe you approach someone who's, you tell them that I love you. You don't say that I want to vibe with you. So they commit to the love, not the vibe, you understand? So hence, sometimes it can be a bad thing whenever at the end of the day, in the long run, they get to find out you were vibing, but when you approached, you were like, I want to be in love with you, not just to vibe with you. Yeah, maybe if ever you can make it clear from the beginning.
It just needs honesty.
Yeah,
from the
honestly.
get-go, state your intentions so I can move accordingly.
Yeah, because it's like you approach someone, you understand, with a deal, like so. The deal is that this is not love, it's vibing. They have to put their signature there. So
agreeing to the terms
even
and conditions.
yeah, you understand? Yeah. If ever they can agree with it's a vibe, then you can vibe.
But do you think it's a good thing though? Is it a good thing to like to do? Is it a preferred? Can I say? Is it? How can I put it? Like, is it like a?
Is it advisable?
Yeah, is it like
Is it advisable?
Yeah.
Well, I think the answer to that, if ever, is it a good thing? I believe what makes it a good thing is when both parties agree to it.
Yes. Ching.
Yeah, that's what makes it a good thing. Understand?
Yeah, I mean, and I'm personally, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Provide if both of you guys
we are agreeing.
Would see, yeah.
This is what we are doing. Because it becomes a challenge, man. Like Maestro said, if you go there, my intentions were I love you. Kanti, you just want vibes. So manje yena lo muntu is now focused on the love part. Would say, uyang lava, nami nyam lava. Let's do this loving thing. And when you just wanna vibe, you know.
Hello.
There are two things in there.
Yeah.
So what's our list? So yeah, in my view, man, there's nothing wrong.
So basically, no difference between love and like if it's someone like situation, it's more like of a I like you, I don't like you. Is it?
You like me, you don't love me.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because I think also no difference between for like and lovers.
There is. I mean, I could like you and not want to be in a relationship with you, but I want to get all dirty and down with you, all nasty and shit. But
like,
I don't want us to be committed to each other.
We did get it. Like for someone to say that, just because of I cannot do it, it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Like, because of
like personally, it's something you go for.
For me personally.
Yeah.
Oh, you are making it personal about me now.
Yeah.
Besides what like
We're directing it
for my moral and ethics, I would not do that. But I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Okay, understandable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Abantu abanama ethics.
Ethics.
Isingisi leso.
I'm a moral.
Yeah, but my moral ethics wouldn't allow me to do that
Yeah.
in terms of how I view life and stuff like that. But when someone wants to do it and they
Are comfortable with it.
are comfortable with it and they make whoever they wanna do it with, like
Also.
they communicate it right at the beginning, you understand? And they get to agree. I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, that's not like a business.
Mm-hmm.
You signed up for this thing.
Yeah.
That's why even
Terms
in
and
business,
conditions.
T's and C's apply. You signed up for that. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you signed up for it, then you put your signature down. So I believe if ever you put your signature down, then that's what makes it sealed. Actually,
Sealed
It's like,
authority.
it is official. It's actually like that.
And you know, speaking of Amamoro, it's something which I think it's a very major challenge coming to this now age generation like us. I always sometimes get it difficult to understand why someone would do something which is not within, which doesn't go in cahoots with his or her morals, especially amongst young people. I believe now it's one of the biggest challenges, because now we just do things because I have a friend who's doing it, I have who I see what, and now that's when you can put in social media influencing.
Ne?
To be like social media, it's a very good platform, you know, to expose yourself in terms of your talent, you know, and what good you can, you know, bring out of yourself. But now the problem is nowadays we have a lifestyle that it's taken from social media and is then wanted to be converted into reality, you know. So you saying that just made this thought come to say, okay, I actually I very much see a problem in what we call the normal life as young people nowadays.
Yeah. Well, what I can say, we are all influenced by something, whether negative or positive. There's nobody who lives there without any form of influence.
Yeah.
Might be listening to hip hop, your influence, or gospel, it influences you into a certain direction. It channels your mind and focus on your own. So yeah, because of that, social media, like it's a medium. It connects you, like it's more like I can say maybe like a driving force to what you should imagine your life like and stuff like that. So when someone is influence is not a bad thing. It just depends on what
You're being
like influenced by and for what reasons. You understand?
Okay.
There's a person who admires to be a screen, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's the life you choose.
Yeah,
You
that's
choose
the
yourself.
life you choose.
Yeah, I don't want to judge people to say that the youth of today is living a life that's out of no, man. People make the choices about their lives they want to live.
But
And things emhlabeni, they evolve.
Yeah,
And it's,
understand?
you know, they draw inspiration from
Yeah.
past influences.
Everybody got role models,
Yeah.
whether you are aware or not aware of
Who
it.
is your role model?
Me?
Yeah.
Ah. There's a couple of them in certain aspects, you know? Yeah. But my favorite one, man, is Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Who inspire again our artist?
I'm not an artist, me.
No. No, I mean
No.
like you don't sing, not a rapper. I've never heard, unless if maybe I don't know.
Yeah. Hence I'm saying in certain areas, like I admire his like the caliber of the man that he is.
Oh.
You understand? Besides music wise and
Labels.
stuff like that,
Yeah,
né?
yeah.
Like that man is wise in my view, and I love how he maneuvers through life and how he actually reached there. I draw inspiration from there.
Okay.
Many of his songs he talks about his messages. You understand? Yeah.
Is he an example of perfection according to you?
Perfection does not exist, but he's an exception. He's exceptional.
Yes. He's exceptional.
Yeah, man.
It's tough, my man. Listen, is
So yeah, hence I'm saying we are all influenced by something.
Different things.
And I think your point might be right by saying that there are people who break out of who they are just to try to fit in or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I won't lie to you. I'll tell you when I see something wrong. You see, because also I usually say that I'm not a prophet. Asina mfundisi, asina king medium. No, but there are certain things when you look at them and you're like, okay, because you also look into the future. You know, with whatever that you do now, is it gonna affect your future? Okay, yes. How? In positive or negative? Yes. Okay, then what can you do now to fix that? You know.
Yes.
So as I'm saying,
I think that's the important question, Abutii. Okay, it has happened.
Yeah, it has happened.
How do I move?
How do I move forward from now? You know, because like Moshage.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear you. There's, you know, in relation to that, there's this song of Jay-Z on 440. He said that the world, it's a transaction. We live in a transactional world.
Okay.
He said that everything that you do, at the end of the day, it will either pay you or you'll pay for it.
True.
But then at the end of the day, there will be a transaction. Either from you to it or from it to you.
It's a win-win.
And I know I like what you said, because what I can draw from that is you don't what I understand is that what I can draw from that is that you don't just listen to his music for the sake of listening. You know, there is something that you take
There's a message.
You know, and you can also guide yourself through that. So my point is, you have a lot of people listening to this type of music that is so motivational, but like you never see whether they drew inspiration from that type of a song or they did not, because what you listen to becomes what can be built within you.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so I like not a problem like with what is happening amongst young people, and I won't be shy to say that. Right? When you are flop, okay, I go to I'm imperfect. I also do shit. I also have flops and not so not, and I do accept like my flops.
Yeah,
you know, I don't wait for someone.
them.
You know,
Yes,
I don't wait for someone to come and tell that. Say I would be 1, 2, 3, 3, 2. No, I look at it and there's no way to tuna flop on and wasibo. There is no way. You're not trying to cheat. You can't cheat and not put on. I made a mistake. So when I didn't know what you're getting yourself into, ain't no effing way. Understand? So
I agree. Hey, I agree.
It's a very and it's a very scary thing when you look into the future and what we believe in nowadays. And to be like, man, it's the phrase that we are the future of tomorrow. Got like, its value I see declining and you know, of us becoming the future of tomorrow. I don't squeeze it in, John. Don't squeeze it in. You know, so by the way, we have a new member on the panel. Like I said, by the way, they didn't get to introduce themselves. Are we good?
Yeah, you're good.
So, my man, like Tomara will introduce yourself. So maybe someone would be interested to know who this guy is. Handsome duck.
Yeah, it's a band, I go by the last name of Maestro, so that's
Maestro.
Me.
Well, it's Tavan.
Yeah,
It's Tavan, so
a lot of voice, you don't have like equipment, you know, so.
Yeah, so I go by the name Tavan. Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
Okay, so Tabang, we were just talking about just social life. Amongst social lifestyle amongst young people, you know, and how it can be impactful to our future. You know, so my thing was, I get so mad when I look at what we do and we call it normal. You know, in the sense of what because we are grown-ups, you know, we've seen this thing. Because now, as young people, let's not lie, guys. We've experienced problems from a young age.
Yes.
Even though, you're still young, you wanna don't know anything about life. We've seen, okay, not all of us yet, but some.
Yes.
You know, so
Yes,
we have been through these problems, but yet we still go through those channels, you know, that will then lead us to being in those hostile situations. So yeah, that was my point from it. And I don't know what you guys think about it. Like, do you think it's like, for you, is it something like, okay, but you don't trouble now, they're doing their own thing, let's just let it be?
Well, in terms of like doing the same thing over and over again, right? I think it's first of all, it's a clarity, the clarity of purpose.
Okay.
If you understand what I mean. I mean, it's true, of course, people go through a lot and all that stuff. But what really gives meaning to life is purpose. That's what gives meaning to life. And you can only have that sense of purpose when you adopt a certain set of responsibilities. I mean, I was listening to this guy, he's a psychologist, Jordan Peterson. So he was talking about the relationship between responsibility and meaning. So by purpose, I mean the meaning of your life. You understand that? The relationship between responsibility and meaning. That if you adopt a certain responsibility, you get to have a certain meaning in your life. If you understand what I mean, right? You get to have a certain meaning in your life. But the problem with responsibility needs you to, you know, kind of like architecture your life in a certain way and then reveal a certain sense of purpose. For example, right now, a young man grows up. He's just a young man. He grows up, and then all he gets to be told all his life. I mean, he's seeing all the struggles and all that stuff. All he gets to be told, you know what, it's okay, don't behave like that. Put food on the table for him. He eats and all that stuff. But we have abandoned that old thing of, hey, you have reached an age right now. You are a man. You are a woman. Right? I'm not gonna distinguish genders here, but you are a man, you are a woman, you've reached an age. So these are a set of responsibilities that you gotta have. And remember, these responsibilities are very critical to your survival. This is the problem that we have.
Yeah.
We just wanna live, but we are not aware of the responsibilities that are critical to our survival. I'm John, I'm Tawa. I gotta be responsible. I'm a student right now, right? I'm a first year. I gotta make sure that if I have to academically survive, I gotta adopt that responsibility. And what happens through life when you're responsible and having understood that responsibilities are critical to your survival, what happens to you is that it creates meaning. And when it creates meaning, you are able to go through life without having to worry about certain things. For example, people think the main aim of life is to be happy, right? I just want to be happy. No, you don't want to be happy. Yeah, you don't really want to be happy. That's why people are so miserable, because they want to be happy. No, you don't want a happy lifestyle. Of course, you gotta be happy here and there, but happiness cannot sustain you. This is going back to the question why youth is so miserable and they keep on doing the same thing, because they think happiness is a critical component of the foundation of life. But what is critical?
My God, you're breaking it
How
down.
did we get here?
So what is critical to the foundation of life is meaning. You know, I'm taking this thoughts from Jordan Peterson because he was very foundational to my view of life. So what is very important to the foundation of your life is meaning. It's a punk right here, right? Let me just say he just lives normal life. He just wants to be happy. Maybe next day he gets disappointed by his girlfriend, you know, stuff like that. Let me just say he wants to be happy. Of course, he will have to drink, he'll have to have a girlfriend and have lots of sex. But what if the girl leaves? What if he lacks money to buy the booze? He will no longer be happy. If he's not happy, then his life becomes miserable.
So then what's the definition of happiness then?
What's the definition of happiness? I think that there are varied, it's varied, it's contextual. It's varied and contextual, but in most cases, I believe the way people define happiness is, you know, emotional based. You
Yeah.
understand? It's not. It's
I
not.
do you also think it's so very emotional based.
Yeah, well, in terms of how people like analyze it from their own perspective about their own lives, nowadays most people are moved majorly by what they feel.
Okay.
Understand? Hence, sometimes I like to believe that, which is why some people find it hard to be committed in relationships. Understand? Because of relationships are not run by your feelings. Number one, by your moral ethic and your values. That thing is a commitment. So you cannot commit to something based on how you feel.
Based on how you
You
feel.
cannot sign a contract based on how you feel. When you sign a contract at your work, you're committing that as long as I show up from Monday to Friday for 4 weeks in a month, 12 months in a year, I'm gonna get that pay. It's not every day that you're gonna feel alright, but because of you made that commitment, you have the discipline. Understand? If people can have that perspective in most of the things that they do in life, you understand? I believe, as he said, you ought to be happy here and there. Understand? But then sometimes, man, you don't have to do what makes you happy.
Okay.
In certain things, you just have to do what it takes.
Yes.
Okay, to
Today.
survive.
Because at the end of the day,
For
the
other
world
reasons, you understand?
doesn't care about
For
you.
example,
Yeah.
it doesn't care about how you feel.
Doesn't
understand?
care if you're happy.
For
or
example, if you're
sad.
studying a certain course based on how you feel,
Yes.
what if you lose those feelings? Ne? Sometimes logical thinking has 0% feelings.
Sure.
Logical thinking.
Yeah,
It's
true.
logic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
There's a saying from Legal Angels say that facts don't have feelings. Sometimes when you analyze certain situations, put aside what you feel. Understand?
And I know, going back to what you were saying, on Khoputsa, I'll just take like a piece of what Visi Tembakwayo used to say that motivation takes about like 10% of what you can do in life. So now you are motivated, but then to keep doing it, what do you then need? No, so which goes back to the motivation is when you tell me that I feel like I feel it and I feel it in myself that okay, I can do it, but then now, do you have the discipline to do it? So he was just saying that motivation takes 10%, but 80% is discipline.
Yeah, man, because of, I believe, like, as you talked about the purpose, what actually like keeps your mind on the end goal. You understand? I think that's what most people are lacking. Hence, people they get to be distracted easily. You understand? You don't be, in life. You don't have to blame distractions. They will always be there.
Yeah.
The issue is the quality of your focus. That's where the problem is. You understand? So now, as you're talking about how people feel, man, feelings they fluctuate, just like the weather.
Just like the
It's not
word.
something that you can. But you still have to do the work.
You still have to
You
do
understand?
it.
I don't know if ever, maybe I might be wrong to quote from the Bible. Man. Remember when Jesus was about to be crucified? Remember, there was a word by the prophets to say that there's going to be a Messiah who will die for the sins of people. That was his written purpose. When he was on the cross of Calvary, he prayed to say that, Father, if it become by my will, let this cup pass me. You understand? That means he never wanted to go through that pain. But because of it, what was the purpose, what was ordained for him, he said that, Father, let my will, let your will be done, Father. And into your hands I commit my life. So if you can do, like, my father, why have you forsaken me? Let's put away a religion aside and let's look at what was actually happening in that moment. He had, two ways I can say. Succumb to what you're feeling, which is the pain of being crucified, and also the purpose. But he still sticked with the purpose. Understand? I think that's what most people have to understand.
Yeah.
More especially when you make
Put aside your feelings.
when you make big commitments. More especially in relationships. Understand? Yes, you have agreed to be a wife, to be somebody's husband. Irrespective of how you feel about this person, stick to your commitments. And people who tend to be successful in relationships, in whatever that they do, are logical thinkers.
And Lorna, like the way you think about it, like from what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Because now I'm thinking about economic advancement
Sure.
of black youth. I understand.
Okay.
Think about it, like how what you're saying is directly related to the economic freedom or economic advancement of young black people, because this is why it's difficult for a black child to build a business. For example, talking about business, it's very difficult for a black child to build a business because they are taught emotions but they are not taught commitment. You understand what I'm saying? So it becomes very difficult for them to do that, because at the same time it's like they are not taught the discipline of how to be committed towards the higher end goal.
Exactly.
They don't understand that the price of commitment or the price of success sometimes requires the abandonment of emotions.
Exactly.
That means you have to abandon how you feel for the greater good. So we then end up saying, okay, the reason we are not free, the reason we don't have money as black people is because of the white man. That's what we say most of the time. The reason we don't have this is because I'm poor at home, things are so difficult. Yeah, they're so difficult, and who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody wants to care about you. Nobody wants to
They have their own problems.
Nobody wants to receive your call in the morning every time you're complaining, man, I don't have money. Yeah, we know that. We also have our own struggles. You understand that? Okay, my family is struggling, my mother is not working, white men steal wealth from our country, and they are racist and all that stuff. We all have the reason, the justification to fail when we succumb to emotions.
Exactly.
But when we understand that, okay, I understand that my family is struggling and all that stuff, but it's either I choose to live in the comfort of my justification of my condition, or I commit to the greater good of building what I have to build in order to be financially free. That's just what happens. So there's just a relationship between economic liberation and also the adoption of responsibility and not succumbing to your own emotions. So that's just how I look at it.
Yeah, what you're saying is true. I mean, even if you can look like the spiral of a lot of businesses within the black community. Yeah. For example, look at Somalians. Yeah. The guy can come here the whole year. Doesn't he have a mother? Doesn't he have a father? Doesn't he have siblings or family that he's far away from? Understand? But you can tell that he's committed to building a certain thing. So commitment should be something that ties you, not your emotions. Understand? If you can look at it, a lot of black boys, okay, can you go now and start a business from scratch in Zimbabwe? For the next 5 years.
I don't know.
That's a tricky.
I've never been
Okay,
to
no.
Zimbabwe, but
Okay, let's take it to a wealthy country. Okay, let's say United States there. Are you willing to go there for the next 5 years without seeing your family, only communicating via Skype call or something like that?
Yeah,
You understand? But how many black people can truly survive that thing? Whereby sometimes when you're selling here, there can be a strike all of a sudden and they say that you must go back home. You no longer want foreigners. They can beat you, they can do anything. But you still have to persevere. Why? The commitment. You understand? And I've realized that a lot of people, they do fear commitment. You know why?
Yeah, true.
Because they know who they are. They lack character. They lack character.
So
It's not like I fear being in life because I'll be hurt. No. It's because you know that you lack character. You're not a person who can commit. Understand? Don't always like to blame things. The most important project you have in life, it's always yourself. You don't have the power over what your partner might do to you. When you have a girlfriend, if she's on you, that's your own choice. Understand? But then, of course, you can be hurt and stuff like that. But then,
That's
the
fine.
real issue why people fear commitment is because of their lack.
So basically, it's like commitment exposes us to our true self.
Exactly.
Hey!
It exposes you.
My man, I feel like it's a little Jordan Peterson.
Hey,
it's true.
It's like we're in some formal interview, you know?
It's true, man. It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. It's 100% true. Like I've seen it in many people, which is why sometimes when people they hardly achieve anything. There was a time, for example, when I became a first year at TUT, I had a goal of buying a laptop and a phone. If you understand. Now, I found a medium to can produce money for that. I was selling sweets at campus duty for almost the whole year. I think we sold them. It was raining, man. It was not good. It was not fun. Monday to Friday, I was there until I even achieved all the things that I want.
That's actually a great
It wasn't
example.
based on
Good example.
on how I felt. I'm telling you what I did. He's the witness in Sonata. I bought a new laptop on my phone.
With the money that you made from selling sweets.
Exactly. And that built a certain thing
A
within
character.
me that I saw that, you know what, you just need to commit. Because of sometimes you'll be having sweets then say like I'm selling. Someone will say to you, I'm on food sec, I don't eat those things.
So you have to take in all the negative comments that come from the customers.
Yeah, man.
Despite
Just
Corona,
sweep it under the carpet.
Despite how you feel, you understand? So let me just say, based on how I feel, you know what's the key? I never responded to them. Why? Because of the goal was not your comment. The goal was to get your money. If I can get that, I move to where I can get the money. You understand? I committed to getting the money, not the comment. Do you see how my perspective was? That's why how I was able to alter those negative things that they've